Hey everybody, G Bear here, Homesteading the Desert, another day, December 10th. And I didn't get a lot done today. It was one of those humdrum, overcast, cold, windy days. I did a little here, a little there, and kind of progressed along. Anyway, what you're looking at here is my initial rain catcher, just in case. I still have to cut into that white pipe and put in a first flush system. That takes all of the stuff that's sitting on the roof first, you know, like bird crap and that stuff, and flushes it out before it puts any water into the barrel. But since this is irrigation only, it's not going to be used for consumption of any kind. I figured that just to catch rainwater so I can water my plants, that's good. And I'll be having another one of those on the back corner of this place, and maybe another one on the shed roof, and then another one on the corner of the room addition. And then I'm going to put this side of the container is, when I graded that, I set it so that this side is a ½ inch lower than the other side, and on a level bias. But it's all ribbed on the top, just like the walls are, and the water all runs to this side. And I want to catch all that water because it's a good size surface. So I'm going to put all the way along this side right here. I'm going to put gutter. That's 40 feet of gutter, and I'll have it come down into one barrel on the end here and catch all of that rainwater too. Start harvesting rainwater for my irrigation. My plants will have plenty of water whenever they want it. So let's see, a couple other things I did today inside the cabin is I put up a microwave stand. This is temporary because that'll be in the way of the refrigerator. And actually, when I bring my full-size range up, which goes here, there I also have a microwave that goes above it on the wall there and mounted under the cabinet. So, and it's a matching set. So this little unit is temporary. I bought this, got to be 12 years ago at a yard sale for $5. And I used to have it in the motorhome. Just took up too much counter space in there. I put it inside the container for storage. Well, every now and then I like to just heat something up, some leftovers or whatever, so I have that set to do that now. All right, next thing. On my antenna, my homemade antenna, 160 mile is what I said, and I'm in the upper desert, pretty close to Edwards Air Force Base, California City area, and I looked it up, and from California City to San Diego is like 210 miles. Okay, I pick up San Diego TV, as you can see right here, San Diego, and I get a few different channels from there. I get San Diego's Fox channel, and I get San Diego's another one of the news channels. I can't remember which one, but you see how crystal clear they come in? Well, that's more than 160 miles away, and I'm picking it up. It's not my imagination. It does say San Diego on there, and on the channel call sign, it does say SD on the end of the K call numbers, so that is San Diego. Okay, for those that didn't believe it, let's move on outside here, and I'm going to show you that there's a piece of 3/4 inch metal conduit going up there, and a piece of 3/4 inch Galvy pipe on top of that. And there's my homemade antenna, the one you've seen in my videos. As you can see, that's the one up there. Now, I'm not using any antenna boosters or anything like that. That comes right down here, feeds inside the wall, and we'll go around here one more time. And it comes in and connects to that unit right up there, the white plate. You see the black wire behind it, and then the white wire comes off of there comes down here and goes into the TV. Okay, so there's no antenna boosters plugged in or anything like that. That's just my homemade antenna that's picking up all of that perfectly crystal clear channel. All right, let me shut that off. I need batteries in my remote. There we go. So that's another one down. And then I took a ride around the property with the ATV, and I picked up all the old rusty cans that blown onto the property, and picked up trash and did all of that kind of stuff. I did get my water pump repaired, and I finished transferring water. That little pump is a nice little pump, but the warning that they have on it says, do not run dry. You know, they give you an extra Impala and a gasket, because sooner or later you're going to not get to the switch in time when the container you're emptying, it runs out, and it burns up that little rubber impeller very quickly. And that's what happened. I put the new impeller in, fired it up, and it was just pumping like a madman. It was beautiful. Okay. There's all these plants have been fertilized and watered, and we're going to see which ones sprout greenery in the springtime here. This is December, so a couple of months and these things are going to want to start coming back to life, if there's any life left in them. The ones that don't have any life left in them, I'll pull those out and replace them, and I'm going to add some more. And I'm also going to put in a electric fence unit, and on the ground, all around the bottoms of these things, there will be hardware cloth in a circle at the base of these, sitting on top of wooden stakes. And I'm going to have those wired into the solar fence. So if any critters go in there and touch that little piece of metal, they're going to get a jolt, and it's going to tell them, don't come here anymore. Now, the jolt isn't enough to kill them, but it sure is enough to make them say, hey, I didn't like that. So that's one of the things in the plan. And we'll move around the back side here. And tomorrow morning I may grab the ATV and pull those two bushes out just past the solar panels and move that form into that position after I get it leveled out and get it ready to pour. So when I bring the concrete in and the block, I figured I need 31 more cinder block. So any of my friends around the OC that have any cinder block laying around their house they don't want, I'll take all you got. That's they're not expensive, but hey, every penny you save is a penny earned, right? And that's the way I look at it. So I need 31 blocks to finish this foundation area, all the way out to these 3 stakes here. And then I can rebar those, pour them, and get my anchor bolts in there for bolting the walls down, so I don't have to worry about wind gusts blowing the cabin off of its foundation. And that's going to be a lot of fun putting this all together, but I'm not going to be building on this until after the rain season is done. I'm not going to go through the same thing I did last time, where I had to try to protect the flooring and the floor joists from weather, when I can just wait until that's done and then build up from there. Because it didn't take me long to close this cabin in once I got to it after last rainy season. And that black unit up on the wall there, like I said, that's the exhaust cover for the tankless water heater, and that will end up piping out and going up through the roof. I'll only have 2 penetrations in the new roof. It'd be 1 vent line for the water line, and so forth and so on. Well, I'm not going to get back into that, because there's no need for me to put all those pipes in the ground and leave them there all through the rainy season and have critters trying to crawl inside them. I'll work on this as time goes and time allots, and then have it ready for building once the spring thaw is here, which is funny because here we are on December 10th. I'm walking around with flip-flops, shorts, and a t-shirt. And yeah, it's a little cool out. It's probably about 67 degrees right now, but hey, I know there's people in this country right now that are getting snowed on. Now look at that sky over there. Now that looks great for sunset. And you can see that sun up there behind the clouds. My wind turbine blowing away like crazy. And my batteries are at 13.9. So I got plenty of power. And I did water my cloud potatoes today. And I moved one of the shirts from this clothesline over to that clothesline. And I'll be adding a couple more items on there. I also got to build the trolleys that I need to hold those lines up. So when I start putting heavier stuff on there, like blankets and stuff, that they won't pull and sag all the way to the ground. That's it, everybody. G Bear signing off from another episode of Homesteading the Desert.